Thank you for taking the time to hear a little bit more about the HighScope Preschool Curriculum and Professional Development Study. My name is Dr. Katie Drummond, and I'd like to introduce my colleague.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ebony Howard.
We are both from the American Institutes for Research. Today we're going to talk to you and give you an overview of the study opportunity. We'll tell you about some of the benefits of participation as well as study details. We'll also tell you what your role would be as a participating site. Finally, we'll give you an overview of the HighScope curriculum and tell you where else you can turn to get your questions answered. The American Institutes for Research is a not-for-profit independent research organization, and we have received a grant from the U.S. Department of Education for this preschool study. The study will look at the results of using a comprehensive, developmentally based preschool curriculum in combination with systematic professional development. We're inviting preschool programs not already using HighScope to consider participating in this study. Here are some of the benefits of participating. First of all lead and assistant teachers will get training. The value of the training is approximately $2,700 per teacher. This includes 120 hours of teacher training. We'll schedule this with flexibility for sites. So in other words, you'll be able to talk more with us about preferred timing and preferred locations, whether you want your teacher and assistant and lead to train together or separately. Typically, HighScope does training over the course of 4 5-day weeks. These are spread out across 6 to 9 months. They can be scheduled either all in person or using a hybrid method where teachers receive some in-person time as well as some content through the use of online modules. You can see that teachers will have online access to a number of resources. They will also have in-classroom support through the use of mentoring visits and observations from HighScope trainers, and they'll receive feedback and coaching on their classroom practice. There are a number of materials that come with the training. Here you can see that has an approximate value of $700 per teacher. There's a number of things here listed on the screen. There's also a number of things that we didn't even have space for. But in general, teachers will be receiving a number of hands-on resources, including guides, training booklets, routine cards for student activities, posters, lesson plans, music CDs, songbooks, all kinds of things that will help them make their class an active learning space. So overall, the program site will receive this $3,400 worth of training and materials for teachers. The training and materials are on HighScope, which is a widely used, approved curriculum that really focuses on interactive, hands-on activities for students. The study will provide financial coverage of substitutes while the teachers are away in training. In addition, there'll be a small stipend for teachers and administrators for their time and effort in helping the study collect data. Ebony?
The purpose of the study is to really understand the effects of the HighScope preschool curriculum and its professional development and training on children's learning outcomes, teachers' experiences, classroom quality, and implementation practices on how we can support a greater early learning quality environment. The study will use random assignment as a key methodology. Centers that have not recently been trained or used the HighScope curriculum will be selected to participate into the study. And then random assignment will happen using a computerized lottery system in which a group of centers will be selected to immediately use the HighScope curriculum and receive its training, and a group of centers will receive the training at a delayed timeline, as well as the curriculum and all of its materials. So, in summary, some centers will have it immediately, and some centers will be selected to receive it later. By the end of the study, all centers who participate in the study will receive the HighScope curriculum and the training materials. This slide shows our timeline for the recruitment and training of this study. We are recruiting sites and teachers right now to participate into the study. We'll currently randomly assign those centers who will get the HighScope curriculum and professional development training right now, and those who will get it at a delayed schedule. On this slide, we show our data collection timeline and the different types of data that we'll be collecting. That includes data on programs, for children, and from teachers.
So here's a little bit more about what participating sites will experience. As we've already explained, participating sites are agreeing to random assignment. We'd also like each site to have a point of contact to communicate with the study team. In addition, teaching staff will need to have all the information about the study and be encouraged to participate. We'll need to collect teacher consent forms. We'll also ask you for some teacher and student demographic information. Of course, teachers will need to be provided with release time to attend the training and meet with their coach. In terms of data collection at the site, we'll ask you to distribute and collect parent consent forms for child assessments. And I should just note that not every child will be assessed. We will be selecting a relatively small number, about 8 children per classroom, to be assessed. In addition, we're hoping you'll work with the study team to schedule our classroom observations and those child assessments and continue to provide demographic information about your program. Here's just a bit more about the curriculum.
The HighScope curriculum is a widely used preschool curriculum that focuses on several activities, such as active participatory learning, child and adult interactions, the environment of the classroom, the routine of the classroom, a unique plan-do-review sequence, and also the use of child assessment and planning activities with children. To note, programs with existing assessments or have required assessment processes that do not use the HighScope assessment system is more than welcome. You will receive access to the HighScope assessment system called the Core, but you're also free to use your own assessment system. The HighScope curriculum is approved and recommended preschool curriculum in many states. It's aligned to most state early learning preschool standards and frameworks. It's aligned to the Head Start performance standards. And it's commonly used with many child assessments, such as the Teaching Strategies Gold. It is considered a best practice from NACE. If you have any questions about the HighScope curriculum and would like to see have more information, please visit the HighScope's website at www.highscope.org. On their website, you can find more information about its approaches. There's FAQs about the HighScope curriculum. There are video examples and templates about the planning worksheets that you would use. And there's also research about the curriculum and its evidence base.
So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. You can see here our phone numbers and contact information. We welcome any questions or further discussion about the study.
Yes, thank you. Not only do we hope that this opportunity will be a great value to your teachers and your centers with the professional development and the curriculum, but we also believe it will be a great value to the early learning field on how we can best support teachers, classrooms, and ultimately children.